Hi everyone, I'm Marc Bagur, Head of Development from CATIE. I'm part of CATIE and we talk about IoT and SDR, and more specifically how long the road is between the Internet of Things and the software-defined radio. This is a short story about hacking, prototyping and weather balloons we have made for you with a lot of love and with the help of some friends known as partners. We are very proud to be one of the main sponsors today for the European GNU Radio Days 2021. What's the program today? We'll talk about cyber resilience with the good news to share. Say a few words about who we are, and I will introduce 3 short IoT use cases. Another item to be discussed will be the use of SDR, and today we will share with you a special bonus of Renault lift sheets regarding very interesting hacking tips. On top of that, we will share our secret sauce about hunting weather balloons. So, if you are ready, let's begin. First of all, we are very happy to announce that we have recently launch a cyber resilience chair for organizations. The main topic will be cybersecurity and how you stand up after cyber attacks. So, who are we? CATIE stands for Centre Néo-Aquitain des Technologies de l'Information et de l'Électronique. That means that we are a unique resource technology center with 3 departments, each dedicated to a specific area of competence: data science, IoT, and cognitive science. We are experts in algorithm and data, but also in cyber physical systems and in cognition and behavioral assessment. We develop and maintain 3 platforms: Vanilla for artificial intelligence, Citron for IoT, and Pitch for the integrations of human factors. We also have industrial demonstrators, a vocal assistant called Macarena, embedded AI in IoT with the immersion, and in our autonomous assistive robot, Epoch. That means we have 3 main R&D topics: embedded artificial intelligence, augmented human, and man-machine teaming. 3 main competence areas covering all digital transformation requirements. You have understood, we are a technology transfer center specialized in digital technology. Our main mission is to support SMEs and intermediate size companies in their digital transformation and to help them adopt and integrate the related technologies. Backed by a team of more than 50 employees, mostly PhDs and engineers, CATIE works with regional companies, digital technologies experts, startup to large companies, and frequently participate in EU-funded projects. Within its scopes of services, CATIE shares its expertise, but also human and material resources that may be missing or undersized in the companies it works with, as well as a recognized industrial know-how in technologies integration to support their digital development. CATIE offers a unique multidisciplinary approach based on 3 main competence areas: human factors and cognitions, data science, big data, artificial intelligence and blockchain, and embedded electronics, each of which being supported by a dedicated department. CATIE fulfills its mission by participating in research and transfer programs, but also by implementing open and collaborative technological innovation platforms. That is to say, experimental environment to develop and transfer new technologies to companies. Citron focuses on the Internet of Things, while the 2 others address artificial intelligence, Vanilla, and behavioral and cognitive assessments, Pitch, for better integration of human in the acceptability of complex and innovative systems. The cyber physical system team is specialized in embedded and robotic systems developments for various markets such as industrial and consumer IoT. Our large spectrum of skills enables us to develop complex embedded electronics systems for both hardware and software layers. It specially addresses cybersecurity and artificial intelligence at embedded level. Why Citron is good for you? Our team has developed Citron to encourage and support companies in the development of their own electronic solutions for the Internet of Industrial Things. Our Citron-based solution is made of a stack of electronic boards. It enables the connection with the different sensors as well as data collection, transfer, and storage. Some of these boards already exist and others are specially designed for projects. The advantage of such a solution is its flexibility thanks to its modularity while being very close to the industrialization phase. This will then allow to add new features by making minimal changes to the existing hardware and software. As they are open source, Citron bricks can be easily assembled and run by users to create in no time their own prototype already designed and ready for industrialization. Choosing a technological transfer center like CATIE over GAFAMs gives SMEs and mid-cap companies the possibility to increase their awareness and develop their acculturations thanks to personalized training and support. In 2019, Citron won the Trophée de l'Embarqué awarded by professionals. In 2020, it was rewarded during Vive Industry in the IoT and AI Challenge. You understand, we are specialized in electronics and embedded systems in areas such as industrial and consumer IoT. The Cyber Physical Systems department has expertise in digital and analog electronics as well as in embedded software. Making objects smarter and more efficient in their interaction with the physical world in order to optimize the system's energy consumption are some of its main objectives. The highly disruptive area of IoT offers everyone, but especially startups and SMEs, very interesting opportunities that CATIE can help to seize thanks to its knowledge in components technologies and to our ecosystem. Our competencies enable us to develop complex electronic boards involving hardware, analog, power, radio, digital high-speed, and software layers, microcontroller, microprocessor, FPGA. Among current CPS challenges, we specially address cybersecurity and artificial intelligence at embedded level. So now, let's have a look at 3 use cases. First of all, I want to share with you the LoRaWAN prototype we have made for a small company located on the Atlantic coast. What have we done here? We have developed a connected mooring buoy for pleasure boats. It gives a solution for harbor authorities to maximize the occupancy and prevent fraudster. We have chosen the LoRaWAN technology because the energy consumption is low and it is long range. You can connect the LoRaWAN system to an operated network for only a few euros per month, so it's a very accessible technology. So now, let's have a look at the 6LoWPAN technology. You probably know everything about it, but still, I will give you some details. This technology is a wireless mesh network for IoT. It means that it's quite different from everything you have made before, because you can have different topologies of network, like for instance a star one or a cluster tree, and this kind of networks can be very weak, meaning they are not strong if you lose one router or one server. That's why wireless mesh networks are considered more resilient. Inside our Citron platform, you can have a starter kit. Inside the starter kit, you have a special electronic board, a thick LoWPAN shield that allows you to add a low energy IPv6 wireless network interface. And of course, because it's a wireless mesh network, it's easy to expand your IoT network. Because each time you add a new IoT device, you improve the range. So, as I said before, the Citron Starter Kit comes with a native 6LoWPAN board like this one. Pretty, isn't it? The last use case I will talk about is the BLE one. BLE stands for Bluetooth Low Energy. As indicated in its name, it is low energy, and each time you work on IoT prototype, you will be very interested in the energy consumption. So you will mainly choose technologies with low power capabilities, and that's why we often work with BLE. BLE is a short-range technology which is very useful as it is included in every smartphone. And today, almost everyone owns a smartphone, so it will be very useful if you want to have interaction with the boards and share some data. After these three short use cases, we will quickly answer this question. What is SDR useful for? Everyone here is specialist in SDR, so I won't spend too much time on this slide, but I want to say that SDR is very useful for security and electronic warfare. That's why we will talk about some hacking tips. It is also used to develop new radio protocols, so to listen to networks for optimization and for everyday work. It is very easy to upgrade your radio network at a glance. Why? Because you can read raw signals, decode frames, make some reverse engineering. It allows to reconfigure at will or fix any vulnerability over the air. This last point is the main reason why SDR is often used and so popular. So now I would like to thank Renaud Lifshitz for sharing with us his so-called war tips. Renaud Lifshitz is an international cybersecurity expert, and therefore it's very interesting to have his point of view. We will then talk about security issues, and there are not so minor pain points because wireless systems, security systems, entertainment systems, industrial systems, and fire protection systems are everywhere around us, and they all work with private protocols. And private protocols are often not clearly documented. From our point of view, no independent certification means there is no complete trust because it's like a black box. So it's difficult to have some trust or faith in something you can't fully understand. When you work in the electronics field or in the security field, you need to evaluate the safety level of private protocols. And it could be a very difficult task if there is no documentation. The starting situation is like this. You don't have a lot of information, so you can't have a lot of trust. When you begin a new project of prototyping, or you want to develop something in IoT and SDR, you will have to answer three questions. First, how does it work with a jammer in the area? Most of the time you will pray for a normal situation, but everybody knows that something could happen. But we don't know what, and it could go wrong. So it's better to try to understand if it's really strong and if it works with a jammer. if it is something the manufacturer has thought about, if it has been tested or not. And if you don't have the answers, you will have to check by yourself. The second question is, how vulnerable is it to replay attacks? You know that replay attacks are very efficient in the SDR and in electronic warfare. So you will have to check this too, because as you will hear in a minute, it could become something very dangerous. Finally, is it encrypted? Some people say, hey, you can buy my service or solution, discover my tools and use them. Trust me, it is fully encrypted. And when you check, you can be unpleasantly surprised and discover that it is not completely secured. So I would say, trust no one and check by yourself. Ask yourself, is it really encrypted? Test it and verify it. That's much better. Let's talk now about Tom and Jerry. You may know these two characters from the cartoons, also called here Zigbee and Bluetooth. These popular networks you can meet everywhere in all companies may increase the attack surface if misused. We should remain balanced. We talk here about a misuse of these protocols or using protocols that are not up to date and could create security issues. Why? Because either by choice or by ignorance, industrials do not activate all security functions. Just because it's easier to develop or because it's cheaper. You have the same issue for several internet boxes like the old Freebox, or you can find the same ID with the NFC credit card because all security functions are not activated. It's easy to collect or steal some data. You can steal the credit card numbers and buy something with it on Amazon. I will have some good news. You can do a lot of fun things with only a $10 device. For $10 only, you can buy a SDR dongle and listen to the ISS. You may need more to listen to the rover on Mars, but still, it's possible as well as hearing Thomas Pesquet. That was the cool part. But now, here is the bad news. From the analogical era to the digital one, there are some facts and consequences. A long time ago, civil systems were safer than today, but they are now targeted by hackers. Today, with the SDR, they became easy targets. Do you know that communications between planes and control towers became public? That means that receiving, jamming and replaying are now easier than ever. Imagine that what would happen if someone simulate a false communication between a plane and a control tower. Even worse, you can do it with a simple AIS card with plane up to 200 kilometers and with ships 2,000 kilometers. Crazy, no? What Renaud Lifshitz tells us about future threats is crazy too. First, the modus operandi has changed. We will face massive attacks from bots looking for vulnerabilities. Bots, a lot of bots. Like Mirai bot targeting Linux systems, or Persilrai targeting IP cams, etc. A lot of other bots will target your next device and its vulnerabilities. So, what is the new combo? Bot network in addition to ransomware. The goal is data leaks for black market. And what are the new targets? Smart, something, cities, building, grids, and industrial networks. What happened in the cybersecurity world the last 30 years? We can see the boomers versus bobos battle. In other words, hackers are no teens anymore. They build companies, industries. If we faced a lone wolf in the 19th, we now have to cope with the ransomware industry. All cyber attacks worldwide generate more money than drugs cartel. And it's a safe and easy crime. Today, we face structured teams with high level of organization. Be prepared for tomorrow. Distant and massive attacks are coming and targeting all infrastructures. Let's go back to less scary stories. At CATIE, we have uncommon hobbies, like hunting weather balloons. Do you remember the RQ-170 affair that took place 10 years ago? Some people from Iran have claimed they have caught an UAV from the US Air Force by spoofing the GPS. Well, just replace the UAV by a weather balloon. Forget the GPS spoofing, because only nice guys belong to CATIE, and good guys, of course, never do these kind of things. And tada, you become a weather balloon hunter. So, here is our secret sauce, at least a part of it. First, you get a SDR dongle. Then you will need to craft a kind of Harry Potter's magic wand. Craft your own antenna for the right frequency. Yep, this one is pretty efficient, trust us. Stage 2, you configure the SDR dongle by setting the frequency, the bandwidth, the modulation, the frequency jump detection and management, and last but not least, you have to configure the filters. Stage 3, normally at this point, you have configured the whole radio chain directly in the software. SDR is magic for that. Stage 4, you get a demodulated signal with data radio from high frequency to baseband. It's awesome, no? Stage 5, the script extracts whole data from the signal and decodes them in a binary stream. This is a digital era, buddy. You can now display what you read. It is pretty amazing. For instance, for the INSERB 100th anniversary, the school sent a balloon to the stratosphere. Pretty beautiful, no? Of course, you can have different data like the altitude of the balloon. In our case, what counts is the balloon latest GPS position. At this moment, if you are lucky enough, or skilled enough, or both, you can find the weather balloon after a night hunt based on electronic warfare. Please, don't say it's a normal day. Look here and there. Oh, I guess there is something interesting. What do we have here? Let's have a look inside the treasure box. And tada, I'm sure you like this kind of unboxing. That's pretty cool, no? Thank you very much. Thank you, everyone. We hope you like our story about IoT, SDR, and weather balloons. Don't hesitate if you have any questions, but don't try to know from us how to craft a magic wand.